If I were to make the decision right now, what would it be? Like if I would make the decision right now, what would it be? Then you're like, okay, why am I not comfortable making the decision right now? What specifically do I want to learn? Like, do I want to talk to Bill? Right? Do I want to go and do an analysis on this particular point? Do I want to see what the competition looks like? Like, what are the things? And then kind of enumerate those, and then start tracking on the enumeration. Now, the enumeration may get longer as you're thinking about it and as you're doing it, but it then makes it very concrete versus well, I just feel comfortable now. Because, by the way, more or less by the time you feel comfortable, it's too late. And that's an easy thing to kind of teach. Because what you model in a lot of things is, okay, what's the decision right now? What's the decision right now? What's the decision right now? And you don't say you have to do it right now, but you begin to get into that reflex. And then, by the way, you begin to get a little bit more comfortable with, oh God, I don't know, right? But I'll make the decision anyway. Second thing is to build the decision matrix, some of which is intuition, some of which is heuristics and principles, rules of thumb, on which decisions are really really f you up, or more difficult to reverse, more difficult to backtrack, and because then you go, oh, this is one of those decisions. I want to take a little extra time, because that was one of the things when you go, no, I know I kind of can't figure out why it is. I don't feel exactly right on making this decision, and I don't have the exact thing that I want to know, but this is one of those decisions. So I'm going to take a little bit more time thinking about it. That could be like hiring of a key position that kind of f up your whole organizational culture. That can be something revelatory to a large company or a competitor that, may change the landscape in terms of how you're operating, but you try to keep that list as narrow as possible, right? Because, it's like, so for example, it's like, oh, well, you hired a person. Well, hiring a person is not actually, in fact, generally fatal to the company unless you're bringing in, some psycho or something, right? So, anyway, so those are the principles, and most of what I learned on speed was from PayPal days, because the PayPal folks were maniacal about literally. I can't remember the number of times Peter and I had the conversation. Was like, well, you're going to make the decision before you leave the building today. And I was like, okay. God, how many hours do I have? Right, so